trouble in your eyes now, but I know there's always a way. From sunrise till dawn, I'll be here waiting. From sunrise till dawn, I'll never stop. I'll fix you up, make everything much smoother again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. The connections might be tangled, the power source has lost its spark, but every wire tells a story, and I can mend what's torn apart. From sunrise till dawn, I'll be here waiting. From sunrise till dawn, I'll never stop. I'll fix you up, make everything look smooth again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and hearts so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. When the current isn't flowing, when the signals disappear, I'll be here with tools and patience, make the static crystal clear. Every cable, every circuit, every problem that you bring, I'll restore what time has broken, make the whole world sing. So don't you worry about tomorrow, don't you stress about today. I've got maintenance for your troubles, and I'll chase them all away. I'll fix you up, make everything run smooth again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and hearts so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. Hey, Daniel, everything's good as new. Hey, Daniel, I'll fix you up for you.
Well, welcome to the show. I am your host, Daniel, and today is Judge Phylis Webster, another great judge. To all the new subscribers to this channel, welcome. Thank you for your support. And if you like this content and you're not a subscriber to this channel, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe and hit all notifications. I'd like to see this channel grow. So let's get started today with Judge Phylis Webster. Tongue-tied today. I will be here listening, but I will be watching for ads so I can cut the ads out so I don't get the channel struck. But yeah, I'm here. I'm going to be muted. So let's get started. Share screen. Make this bigger. I'm going to go ahead and mute, but I will be here.
Wednesday, December 10, 2026. Traffic docket. I understand we do have an interpreter here. Mr. Luis, we are here on Gastelum, Hector Gastelum.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we are here on BU 2025 TR 2072 on the record in state versus Hector R. Gastelum.
Bringing him in here, Judge.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, you are Hector Gastelum, is that correct?
Y entonces usted es el señor Héctor Castellán, ¿eso es correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
Sir, you are here on one charge of operating a motor vehicle without a license.
Señor, usted está acá el día de hoy por un cargo por estar operando un motor de vehículo sin licencia de conducir.
This is called a Class B misdemeanor, meaning that if you were to be convicted, your sentence could be no more than 6 months in jail and no more than $1,000 in fine. Probation would be an option.
Y señor, usted está acá al día de lo que sería un cargo, lo que sería B, que es menor, lo cual eso quiere decir, si usted acaso llega a ser convicto, usted pueda tener una sentencia de no más de 6 meses en la cárcel y no más una multa de $1,000 y también probatoria también es una opción.
You do have the right to hire an attorney to help you with this. You can hire any attorney of your choice, but if you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can apply to see if you qualify for court appointed.
Y usted tiene el derecho de tener un abogado que le pueda ayudar a usted con esto. Usted puede contratar un abogado, sería su elección, pero si usted no puede pagar para ponerse un abogado, entonces usted puede proceder y aplicar a ver si usted califica para un abogado asignado por la corte.
Or you could waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself.
O usted puede proceder y renunciar a su derecho de tener un abogado y usted se puede representarse a sí mismo.
How would you like to proceed on the issue of an attorney?
¿Cómo usted quiere proceder y continuar con respecto a esa situación de un abogado?
No, pues yo mismo, no sé.
Well, myself, I don't know.
Well, if you want to hire an attorney, you can, or if you want to apply to see if you qualify for court appointed, we can do that as well.
Bueno, si usted, señor, quiere proceder y contratar a un abogado, usted puede proceder y hacerlo. Si usted quiere aplicar a ver si usted califica para un abogado asignado por la corte, usted puede proceder y hacer eso también.
Do you have any questions about the ability to hire or apply for an attorney?
Si usted acaso tiene alguna pregunta con respecto a la habilidad suya para poder contratar o aplicar para un abogado.
Sí, para eso no necesariamente hay una multa o algo por no licencia nomás.
Well, for that necessary, would would it be just like a fine for no license?
Well, usually it is a fine and probation from a sentence, but I can't promise you that.
Bueno, usualmente es una multa y también se le hace una sentencia donde se lo pone bajo probatoria, pero esto es algo que yo no le puedo, ya sea prometerle eso.
I'm not allowed to tell you your sentence, in other words, before you're convicted.
Y a mí no se me permite dejarle saber a usted cuál va a ser su sentencia, en otras palabras, antes que usted sea convicto.
Ok.
Ok.
Sí, no, pues a lo mejor pues, no sé si puedo aplicar para un abogado.
All right, so maybe I'm not sure if I could go ahead and do that and apply for a lawyer.
All right, you'll need to fill out an application and leave it with the officers.
Y entonces usted debe de proceder y llenar una solicitud, el cual y dejarla ahí con los oficiales.
And then you will need to come back for our traffic interpreter docket. And when is that? When?
Your Honor, interpreter docket is April 1st.
Okay, so
Y
then
en
you'd
este
have,
momento, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Yana.
I was just gonna say he'd have to come back April 1st at 1:30.
Y entonces usted tiene que proceder y regresar después cuando estemos teniendo los casos de tránsito con el uso de un intérprete. Es decir, la próxima fecha que usted tiene que proceder y regresar a la corte sería en abril 1 a la 1:30.
Ok,
Ok.
All right, so that's what we'll do. We will continue this at the defendant's request to April 1st at 1:30. Mr. Gastelum must be back here either in person or by Zoom, April 1st at 1:30.
ok,
Y entonces en este momento vamos a proceder y continuar el caso, ya sea que el acusado está haciendo una petición. Entonces, la próxima, fecha de la corte va a ser en abril 1 a la 1:30, el señor Castellón. Entonces, lo estaremos viendo a usted acá de regreso, sea en persona o vía Zoom, en abril 1 a la 1:30.
Okay.
Okay.
I will set bond at 1,000 OR, and the officers will explain that to you shortly.
Y yo voy a proceder y ponerle a usted lo que sería una fianza de $1,000 OR y el oficial va a proceder y explicarle eso a usted en breve.
Okay.
And
Ok.
then leave your application for attorney with the officer and call back next week to find out who your court-appointed attorney is if you qualify.
Entonces usted debe de proceder y dejar la solicitud para aplicar con un abogado ahí con el oficial. Después entonces usted tiene que proceder y llamar la próxima semana para averiguar quién es el abogado que la corte le ha asignado a usted, si es que usted califica.
Okay.
And the
Ok.
number to call for the clerk is 316-322-4370.
Y el número de teléfono que usted debe de proceder y llamar a la secretaria, al número es el 316-322-4370.
Okay.
Ok.
All right. Anything further, Mr. Regier, Jared Regier for the state?
¿Está bien? ¿Acaso hay algo más, el señor Jerry Regier, de parte del Estado?
Honor, if the court is also order booking in addition to the unrecognizance bond, the state has nothing further.
Si en este momento su señoría, bueno, la corte, bueno, estaría recomendando que se pueda proceder entonces y fichar. Entonces ya en adicional, ya sea que pueda proceder a estar en fianza fuera bajo su propia palabra. Nada más, su señoría.
Yes, Mr. Regier, I'm requiring that as part of the processing and bond, yes.
Sí, señor Reguier, yo estoy pidiendo eso, ya sea como parte del proceso y la fianza, sí.
If there's nothing further, we'll be in recess and Mr. Gastelum is excused from these proceedings.
Si no hay más nada, entonces ya estaremos entrando en receso y el señor Castellón, ya usted en este momento está excusado ya de este procedimiento.
Okay.
Ok,
Gracias.
thank you.
Thank you. And
Gracias.
Mr. Interpreter, if you would see if anyone else needs a Spanish language interpreter, please, if you have
Sí,
time.
quiero proceder y preguntar si acaso alguien más va a necesitar los servicios de un intérprete en español. Si alguien lo necesita, quítese del modo silencio.
All right, hearing no responses, I trust no one else needs a Spanish language interpreter for the hearings this morning.
Si está bien, entonces no estoy escuchando en este momento ningún tipo de respuesta, entonces pienso que nadie estaría necesitando un intérprete en español para la audiencia de esta mañana.
Thank you, Luis, Mr. Luis. Deputy, you don't have anyone down there, or do you?
No one that needs an interpreter. I do have Mr. Levitt's client here.
All right, thank you then. Thank you, Mr. Luis.
My pleasure, Your Honor. Goodbye, and thank you for using the services. Goodbye.
Thank you for yours. Bye-bye. All right, well, Mr. Levitt, let's take up your client. Who do you have?
Mr. Anderson, Your Honor.
We are on the record in BU 2025 TR 1308, State of Kansas versus Emmett Isaiah Anderson. Please announce appearances.
Jerry Regier on behalf of the state.
May it please the court, Mr. Anderson appears at the jail courthouse security location by and through Counsel Matthew Levitt by the Zoom platform.
And Mr. Levitt, this isn't first appearance. Are there any announcements on the charges of speeding, no insurance?
Judge, I had forwarded a copy of insurance information to Mr. Regier by email earlier this week. I don't know if he's had an opportunity to review that. I believe that Mr. Anderson, it's going to reflect that Mr. Anderson, at least the vehicle that he was driving through his folks' policy, was actually insured. He did not have a copy of the insurance on him at the time. This may be something that we do, however, need to set over because Mr. Anderson had made a payment or believed that he had made a payment to the clerk's office on the speeding case. And that was a little while ago, which is part of the reason why he did not attend his initial first appearance, which is the reason why the case went to warrant. limited exposure to the criminal justice system, which is a good thing, but believe that he had resolved this. And again, ignorance of the law not being a justification, but is how we got here. So he's had some rather stark education. But again, I will defer to Mr. Regier as to whether or not he has actually seen the insurance and if he has an announcement as to the insurance charge.
Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, as a preliminary matter, the state would respectfully inquire as to whether the court wishes to conduct a formal first appearance in this matter. The state's information is there was a prior failure to appear at the initial setting back in August.
Judge, waive the reading, not the rights. Request bond be approved, and then my previous inquiry of Mr. Regier will stand.
Yes, I don't know. I didn't know whether to have first appearance on speeding and insurance or just insurance. So with the waiver of both, it sounds like Mr. Regier, can you answer that question of whether you've done anything with that insurance? I don't see an amendment.
Your Honor, the state's information is that certain documentation was provided to my office by counsel for the defense within approximately 48 hours of today's setting. The state has had the opportunity to review the same, and in light of that, the state does make an oral amendment. Count 2 of the ticket appears to be charged as a violation of KSA 43104. The state does orally move to dismiss the same on this date. The state does not make any oral amendments with respect to count 1.
All right. So he does still need to be processed on count 2 since it was not dismissed prior to this hearing.
Judge, I believe he was arrested
The
on
state's
a warrant.
information is that after
He already has a bond.
a bond was executed. The
Yes,
amount
I
of
do see that.
professional surety.
All right, so I see that. All right. How do you want to proceed on the speeding then, Mr. Levitt?
Judge, originally it was my understanding that he'd already actually paid the speeding ticket. I think logistically the question becomes whether or not we need to set this over to make an inquiry of the clerks as to whether or not the speeding has actually already been paid, because had he paid it, he would have already effectively entered a plea to the speeding charge when they took the payment. So that also would go towards making sure that he received credit for fines and court costs. I don't believe it's our intent to contest the speeding. I think it's our intent just to make sure that we measure twice, cut once on this.
Okay. Well, Clerk Jenna, what can you tell me? I'm seeing financial balance 0, but it's probably because he had to come to court on the insurance.
Yes, you're right, Your Honor. So the clerk's office would not take a payment at all with me having a must appear charge on the case, nor would our financial system allow any payment to be made, not even into an unapplied balance. I absolutely see no payment made at any point on this case.
All right, so I think we are going to have to set this over, Mr. Levitt, and let you and your client sort through it with the clerk if he thinks he has paid something, because they're not showing a payment. And I am familiar with their policy consistent with what the clerk just said.
And that's in line with what my experience would be as well. So I'm not terribly surprised by that and by that announcement. Could we have a short setting? I know the court's calendar is way booked up here, but I really don't want a speeding ticket if we can avoid it, especially since the original intent, as is what has been conveyed to me at the outset of this, was to enter a plea. I really don't want to go out into 26 if we can avoid it, or at least not like second quarter 26 if we can avoid it.
Jenna, could you squeeze this on maybe next week or the week after?
Your Honor, give me just a moment to look at my calendar.
All right. I'm hoping we won't have to have a hearing. I'm hoping the clerk and Mr. Levitt and his client can get this resolved without a hearing, but just to keep track of it.
And Mr.
The
Aguirre, if
speeding-
this is for plea, would you have any objection to me forwarding a journal entry to you and potentially doing this by means of paperwork, since it is only an infraction?
Your Honor, the state's information is that as count 1 is an infraction, generally speaking, those types of offenses can be paid through the court clerk's office from what the state understands. As far as the state's oral motion, if the court is accepting the oral motion, finding that count 2 is dismissed, the state would request leave to file an appropriate amended information.
Leave granted, file
Without
amended
objection.
information. Okay. So count two is dismissed. Oral motion of the state to be followed up with written paperwork to show that, and that leaves the speeding charge. And Jenna's going to tell us when she can put that back on the docket. Hopefully we won't need that hearing date, but in case something happens that we would.
Your Honor, looking at our scheduling, the soonest I can put them on at all is January 28th.
That's it. Yeah.
I'll take it, but especially in light of what has been conveyed with regards to now, with the dismissal being granted, the admitted to be filed, the infraction remaining, the acceptance of payment. I think we may be able to resolve this without the court date. The only thing I would ask and inquire of the court is, assuming that this has been paid through the clerk's office on the remaining count, there will be no additional appearance that's required at that time.
That's what I'm finding and ordering, yes.
Perfect. Then I will take that 128 date, please, and thank you, Judge, as placeholder.
January 28th at 9 a.m. The matter is continued at defendant's request. He will continue on his bond to come back that date and time unless it can be resolved prior thereto.
Your Honor, the clerk's
Yes.
office will need an order of infractions on this case to
Okay.
be able to do that.
And Your Honor, if the court is granted leave that such a document be filed, my office can prepare paperwork to that effect.
Thank you, Mr. Regier. All right, anything further we need to address on Mr. Anderson from either party? Hearing nothing, then we'll be in recess. Mr. Anderson is excused from this hearing. Mr. Levitt, you are, unless you're here on someone else.
No, that's all I've got, Judge. Thank you, and thank you for taking me up timely. That's helpful with my calendar. If I don't see anyone before then, happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Thank you to you too. All right, Mr. Blake Cooper, who do you want to take up?
Judge, I have the one case of Holly Edmondson this
Okay,
morning, Judge. She is 25 TR 2104.
I do see her case and I see her. We are on the record in BU 2025 TR 2104, State of Kansas versus Holly Joelle Edmondson, Jared Regier for the state, Blake Cooper and Shannon Cooper of the Cooper Law Offices for the defendant, who also appears in person. I do show Shannon Cooper as attorney of record, but I understand it's a firm representation, Mr. Cooper.
That's correct, Judge. Ms. Cooper is in trial this morning, and so I'm standing in for her.
All right, and what, if any, announcements have you today?
Judge, or Ms. Cooper, just entered this matter. I believe this is a first setting on this, and we've requested discovery, internet investigating. So we're asking for another setting, 45 or more days out at this point, if we could, please.
Are we looking at that January 28th date still, Jenna?
Your Honor, no. So for our next date would be March 11th.
That would work for us, Judge.
All right, Ms. Edmondson, one disadvantage to setting them out that far is it might be easy to forget. So make sure you calendar that in a way that you won't forget. I know your attorney will. I will continue this, as I say, at your request. And it doesn't look like you posted a bond, and you need to. So I'm going to set this at 1,000 OR. That means you're going to need to go into a breakout room with court security too and set up a time to get your picture and prints taken and to post that OR bond. You don't have to take any money, but you'll lose it if you don't come to court. You'll have a big bill for it. Okay. Anything else from either party on Edmondson?
And that's March 11 at 9 a.m. by Zoom,
Yes.
correct?
Yes, I'm sorry, I can't get it in Zoom.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Judge. That's all I have.
Okay, then you can either go with Miss Edmondson into the breakout room or she can go by herself, but
Holly,
Miss
what would you prefer? Do you want me to go with you into the breakout room with the security officer, or?
Well, I'm at home right now, so.
Well, they'll
he's
put you in a
gonna-
breakout room. I mean, so you don't have to go anywhere. It's just you'll join a breakout room.
Gotcha. Yes. You don't have to go. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Holly.
Thanks.
Well, look, Mr. Cooper is excused. Miss Edmondson, click on the invitation to a breakout room when you get it. And you'll talk to court security too about setting up a time to get that picture and prints and bond set.
Thank
Okay,
you,
so
Judge. Good to see you. Merry
thank you, you
Christmas.
too. Same to you. So Jen, if you would please put them in a breakout room, Holly Edmondson and court security 2, which is already gone. We will now be on the record in BU 2025 TR 1968, State of Kansas versus Madison Bailey King, Jared Regier for the state, and attorney Gabriel Joseph Smith for the defendant, who also appears in person. And at this time, Mr. Smith, does your client wish formal reading of rights and charges or have any announcements?
No, Judge, we don't need any formal reading. We do have an announcement. This is our second setting, and I didn't know if you wanted us to get into what we desired or if you had further questions of the prosecution.
Give me just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
She got away from me on the computer screen, but I tracked it down. All right. There is one charge of transporting an open container. Any announcements, Mr. Regier, from the state?
Your Honor, the state understands that there have been previously communications between my office and counsel for the defense. However, at this juncture, the state's understanding is that there has not been a meeting of the minds regarding this matter.
All right, Mr. Smith or Mr. King, has there been any consideration of diversion on this charge?
Yes, sir. That's actually, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. I apologize, Judge.
Okay.
We've been considering it. I spoke to my client about it. We did have an opportunity to get the discovery and review it. I have one more individual who is a far more seasoned attorney than I, and he's going to look over it with me this week. Depending on the results of that conversation, I suspect that we're going to be entering diversion. And the prosecution has been very communicative, so we've been able to work through everything at this point, but I do concur with him that we have not been able to have a meeting of the minds. If this conversation goes the way that I suspect in the next week, we'll go ahead and enter diversion, but I'm relatively new to practicing criminal law in Kansas. So I was reading over the policies and procedures, and I want to make sure I have this correct. Is there a 10-day window that I need to make sure we have everything done before the next setting? I believe it was either 7 calendar days or 10 total days that we would need to have everything signed.
Well, I think you may find that language in the application process on the internet, but I don't know that I see it in the courtroom. I don't. So
Okay.
I don't know. That's not my bailiwick. That's Mr. Regier's. But
Yes, ma'am. I'll make sure I research that then. Thank you.
all right, we'll continue this to that date. What did you say, Jenna, was the next available date in 2026?
Your Honor, that's March 11th.
March 11th.
March 11th. Hopefully you'll have a diversion by then. March 11th at
Yes.
9 a.m.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Continued at the defendant's request. And because it's an unclassified misdemeanor, I don't have to require bond, although it looks like she has posted one, so I will continue that. With the added condition, Ms. King, that you come to court pursuant to that $500 surety bond you posted back in August. You have to come to court March 11. Unless you're diverted, and then your attorney can tell you you don't have to be here.
Yes, Judge.
And my apologies if I've gotten the Smith and the King names mixed up. Apparently you know who I was talking to because each one of you answered questions.
You're good.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
You may go, Mr. King and Miss Smith,
Thank
or
you.
the other way around.
Have a great day. Merry Christmas.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, let me see who else. Let's see, Mr. Patterson, are you on here with Nicholas Clark? I don't. Mr. Patterson, are you here on Darius Martin? Is he in a breakout room maybe? Or do we just need to set those over to a Monday, Jenna, do you know?
Your Honor, I haven't even had Patterson all morning.
All right. I'm going to take up the Clark case. Is Mr. Clark here?
He is. Hold on, I'll get him right now. It's
Thank
Clark.
you. Nicholas Clark.
Got him in here. Yeah.
We are on the record in BU 2023 TR 3089, State of Kansas versus Nicholas Christopher Clark. Jared Regier for the state, the defendant in person and pro se. Darren Patterson has been appointed.
Your Honor,
Mr. Regier.
forgive the interjection, but at this juncture, the state would request a ruling as to whether or not Mr. Patterson has any continuing obligations in this matter. The state's information is this comes before the court on a request for revocation. The state's information is that a journal entry of misdemeanor conviction and sentencing was filed with the court in March of 2024 from a hearing occurring on February 12th of 2024, and the state is not aware of any subsequent hearings other than today's setting.
You heard me. So Doc Pepper in that project.
Mr. Coffey, you might need to mute so we don't hear your private conversations. Okay, Mr. Clark, this does come on for first appearance on a request to revoke your probation that was filed November 27 of November 27 of 2024. It is alleged that on your probation you have violated by failing to pay court costs as directed, failing to pay fines as directed, having never made a payment with a balance of $268, at least when they filed this in November 24. As of November 24, you had missed 3 scheduled appointments, probably more since then. Excuse me. Excuse me again. It's also alleged you violated your probation by failing to complete special conditions. They're saying you used methamphetamines on at least 3 occasions between the time you were placed on probation and the revocation was filed. They're saying you had a 2-day quick dip sanction in May. And then on July 25th of 24, you refused to provide a sample for urine testing. And that you had not been at all employed. Someone needs to stop.
Dylan Coffey, you need to mute yourself.
Okay. And they're also saying, Dylan Coffey, please mute so we don't keep it. Dylan Coffey, you're interrupting our hearing by talking over us. They are also saying that they're saying that you did not have employment at all during the duration of probation, which it was a condition that you obtain and or maintain employment. So there is a request to have your probation revoked, to impose a 30-day jail sentence as a consequence, and then to reinstate your probation and extend it for 1 year, and to complete a drug and alcohol evaluation and comply with the recommendations. Now that's what the probation officer is recommending. The court doesn't have to follow that recommendation, but it would certainly take it into serious consideration. Now, you do have the right to a hearing to contest these allegations or to make the state prove them if they can. Do you wish to have an attorney represent you in this matter?
Yeah, I think I would.
Are you able to hire an attorney?
No.
You wish to apply for court appointed?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you work?
I'm working for Angie Van Cam.
What does that mean? My question was, where do you work? Do you work?
Yeah, it's for a woman in town. I'm helping her fix the house up is what I'm doing.
You work for Angie Van Camp, did you say?
Yes.
How long have you worked for Angie Van Camp?
It's off and on.
It's been maybe a month, maybe.
What does she pay you per month?
It goes by the job. It's
On average, how much do you make per month?
maybe a couple $100.
Who supports you? Who pays your bills?
My mother.
All right. Do you live with your mother?
No,
Mm. Where do you live?
in Tawanda.
Mm.
On my own, my mother's putting the bills.
Okay. I will appoint Attorney Darren Patterson, since you are looking at revocation. You should have an attorney. Darren Patterson, have you had him before?
Yes, ma'am.
You know how to get a hold of him?
Yes.
I'm going to order that you walk across the street from the courthouse today and give your information to his staff.
Okay.
Have you posted?
Your Honor, can I interrupt you really quick?
Sure,
Do I need to reappoint him?
you do.
Okay,
Yes,
I just wanted to make sure I was going to do it right.
okay, yeah. Yes, since, as Mr. Regier was suggesting, his obligations terminated once the case was sentenced, or the defendant was sentenced, so we have to reappoint him. And you did post bond on September 14th, apparently, and I will continue that bond with the added condition that you go over to Mr. Patterson's office today
Yes.
and that you reappear. What date, Jenna, for revocation on a Monday?
March 9th, Your Honor.
9 a.m. March 9th. You must be back here in person, not by Zoom, in person at the courthouse.
Okay.
March 9th, 9 a.m. And go over to Mr. Patterson and be prepared at that time.
Yes. Can do.
All right. There's nothing
Thank you very
further.
much.
You're welcome.
There you
All right.
go.
The defendant is excused at this time to comply with the bond, as I said.
Over to Darren's office and tell him.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
Okay. Let's take up Darius Martin on the record in 2020 TR 744, State of Kansas versus Darius Maurice Martin. Jared Regier for the state. Mr. Martin, are you here? Darius Martin. Well, we had, the last hearing was a motion for judgment on bond granted. When he failed to appear January 3rd of 2022, bench warrant with a $6,000 cash or surety bond issued. And shall return service on 3 separate bonds. Most recent bond being $6,000 cash or surety that I don't think he's posted yet. So I'm not sure why we're here today. Mr. Regier, what can you supply?
One moment, Your Honor.
Hmm?
Your Honor, the state's information that a bond in the amount of 6,000 surety was executed previously for an appearance on today's date and time. The state's information is previously there had been a motion for judgment on bond hearing back in June of 2022, at which time the defendant failed to appear, but counsel for the defense did appear at that setting. As always, it is the state's preference to proceed in the presence of counsel for the defense, assuming that counsel for the defense is still counsel of record in this matter. But in any event, this is a case that appears to have at least 6 prior failures to appear. And this is a case that appears to have been filed in 2020, specifically alleging an occurrence date of April 5th of 2020 in the original information. State is seeking a bench warrant bond forfeiture, no bond hold under these circumstances.
The court does issue a bond forfeiture, bench warrant, no bond, hold. Hold until he sees the judge. We'll be in recess on Darius Maurice Martin. Let's see who else we have. Mainly pro se, it looks like. So we'll just start at the top. Looks like our next one is Bayola. On the record in BU 2025 TR 2121. State of Kansas versus Mardial Bayola Gonzalez. Jared Regier for the state. Is Mardial Bayola Gonzalez present? One count of driving without a license, citation, and uniform notice to appear issued to the defendant personally by the officer. To appear this date, December 10, 20. He was actually, it says 2025, which would be this date at 9 a.m. And the defendant fails to appear on the one count of operating a motor vehicle without a valid license. This is a B misdemeanor. Recommendations, Mr. Regier?
Forgive me, Your Honor, I appear to have been previously muted. In this matter, the state is seeking a bench warrant, $2,000 cash or surety bond. The state does acknowledge that there appears to be one Class B misdemeanor currently before the court. The state does note that on the ticket, it appears to refer to an address outside the state of Kansas. Therefore, the state does respectfully submit that a $2,000 cash or surety bond is appropriate under the circumstances.
Bench warrant issued, bond set, 2,000 cash or surety. Being in recess on Bayola Gonzalez, will now be on the record in Bustos. On the record in 2025 TR 2055, State of Kansas versus Liliana Alexandra Bustos or Bustos. Jared Regier for the state. How do you pronounce your last name, please?
Bustos.
Bustos. Miss Bustos, you're here on one count of driving without a driver's license in Butler County on August 15th, 23. This is a B non-person misdemeanor. If convicted, maximum penalties include a fine up to $1,000 and possible 6-month jail sentence, probation being an option. If you can get your driver's license and you have a good record, you might be able to apply and receive the county attorney's diversion, whereby you could ultimately get the charges dismissed. Are you interested in looking into the diversion? As I said, it would require getting the legal license.
Yeah, if I did diversion already, am I able to do it again?
A lot of counties say no. I don't know what this one would say.
I've done diversion. When I got charged with it, or when I got this ticket, I was a juvenile, and as a juvenile, I did diversion once already.
On a juvenile case, but not on a traffic?
No, it was a traffic.
All right, well, I don't know the answer to that. The juvenile code excludes folks of a certain age with a driving record, driver's license, but I don't know if you can or not, and I don't know if Mr. Regier will tell you that. He usually refers you to his diversion coordinator. Mr. Regier, anything you want to say on that?
There is nothing further to add at this time, Your Honor.
All right, so, but My experience has been that if you've had a prior, they don't usually give you a prior, but if you want time to look into that, I can enter a not guilty plea and set this over.
How much is the fine that I have to pay for the ticket?
It could be anywhere from $0 to $1,000,
Okay.
usually on the lower end, plus 108 court costs.
Okay, I'll just pay the fine.
Do you want to talk to an attorney first? You do have the right to hire an attorney. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can apply for court appointed, or you can waive your right and continue on your own behalf today as you're doing so far.
No, I'm okay. I'll just pay it.
All right, so you want to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself as you're doing?
Yes, ma'am.
And
Okay,
Your
would you
Honor,
Mr. Regier?
forgive my interjection, but the state's information is that count one is charged as a Class B misdemeanor, as the court is well aware. There are other penalties besides a mere fine for these types of offenses by statute.
All right, are you talking about what they administratively can do up at Topeka?
Your Honor, the state is referencing to a prospective jail sentence.
Oh, yes, I think I've already told you, but I'll tell you again. You could get up to 6 months in the county jail. Probation is an option.
Okay.
That being said, do you still want to represent yourself?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Well, I'm going to find that you know what you're doing and you're doing it voluntarily. No one's making you waive your right to an attorney. Or are they?
No.
Okay. So I will have the record reflect in the docket notes and the journal entry that the defendant has waived her right to an attorney. And Ms. Bustos, how do you plead to the one count of driving without a driver's license on a highway or roadway open to the public in Butler County on August 15th of 23?
Guilty.
Is it 23 at this time? Wait a minute, let me look at that
It's
again.
23.
Okay, well, it doesn't look like it was filed until 25. That's what I want to check with.
Yeah, I had reached out a few times about the ticket and they never got back to me. But they had sent something in the mail. I no longer live in Kansas, by the way, but they had sent something in the mail for me to show up to the court today. So I did.
Well, I'm looking at a document called an information. That's the charging document signed by Jared Regier. And it reads, on or about the 15th day of August, 2023 in Butler County, Kansas, Liliana Alexandra Bustos did then and there unlawfully operate a motor vehicle on a highway of the state without having a valid driver's license in violation of KSA 8235A, no valid driver's license, a Class B non-person misdemeanor. So it alleges August 15th of 23, but it was not filed until September 4th of 2025. Mr. Regier, that is within the statute of limitations, I believe.
And that is the state's position as well, Your Honor.
Yes, yeah.
All right, so is that what you're admitting, Ms. Bustos?
Yes.
That you were driving on that date in Butler County without a valid license?
Yes.
Was that a yes or I guess?
Yes.
Okay, I don't want you guessing. Okay. There was an affidavit filed September 4th of 25 also, which is basically your citation that says this happened Southwest Butler Road and Southwest 123rd Street in Butler County. Is that what that means, Mr. Regier?
One moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, where this case proceeded to trial, I am in a position to supplement the record on the issue of jurisdiction if the court wishes.
Well, I just want to make sure I understand where you're alleging she drove, not only for purposes of jurisdiction, but for her to confirm or deny.
Your Honor, the state's information is that the ticket refers to an intersection at Southwest Butler Road and Southwest 123rd Street. The state's information is that is in Butler County between Andover and Rose Hill city limits.
Okay, thank you. And Miss Bustos, does that sound like where you were stopped, where you were driving and the officer stopped you?
I'm sorry, it just logged me out. I don't think my connection is
You're
good.
back. You're back. Okay. So is that where you were driving without a license back in 23 was at the intersection of Southwest Butler Road and Southwest 123rd Street between Rose Hill and, what'd you say, Andover, Mr. Regier?
That is the state's information, Your Honor.
Do you agree that that's where you were driving without a license?
Yes, it was an intersection. I'm not sure what the road was because I'm not from Butler or Andover over there. I live in Wichita, or I did live in Wichita, but I know it was an intersection that I had just turned on.
Okay. All right. So you're not objecting to that. You don't know for sure, but you don't object that that's where, if the officer said that's where it was, do you believe that's where you were?
Yes.
All right. I will find that I have jurisdiction and that the defendant acknowledges and admits she was somewhere in Butler County, not knowing the exact roads. But the supplemental information does convince the court that I have jurisdiction. I do accept the defendant's plea as well as her waiver as counsel is freely and voluntarily entered, previously finding that she's waived her right to attorney, and the record will reflect that, and now finding that she did violate KSA 8-235, driving without a license, that is freely and voluntarily entered. You said you pled guilty, right, Ms. Bustos?
Yes.
Okay. And I believe there is Mr. Regier, recommendations for sentence on this?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is prepared to recommend a $100 fine that the court impose appropriate court costs and a non-reporting probation of 6 months. The state is recommending a suspended jail sentence of 120 days, given the nature of this offense. Additionally, the state's understanding that the statutory requirements of KSA 21-2501 subsection B are outstanding in this matter. State's information is that the defendant does appear pursuant to a summons previously filed with the court in September of this year.
All right. So you live in Wichita, Ms. Bustos. Where do you work?
I do not live in Kansas anymore.
Oh, you don't? Where do you live
No,
now?
ma'am. I live in Texas.
Okay. Do you work in Texas too?
Yes.
Where do you work?
I work at a nursing home. It's
All
called the
right.
Shoal.
Okay. Well, at this time, I'm going to order that you pay a fine of $100 and court costs of $108. So the total load is $208. If you need some time to pay that, I can give you time, 30 days, 60 days, a little more if you need it,
Um,
90
I
days.
would, maybe the 90 days would be good.
All right, 90 days to pay. And then I'm going to give you an actual jail sentence of 120 days, but that will be suspended. You will not have to serve that as long as you successfully complete a 6-month non-reporting probation. That means you don't have to see a probation officer, but you are still on probation with the state of Kansas for 6 months from today.
Okay.
To be successful and not get that revoked and not have to go serve that 120 days, the first condition of probation is violate no laws during the next 6 months. So violate no laws. The next one is pay within, you said you need 120 days?
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe I think you said 90, but I'll give you 120. And make sure you call the clerk of the district court to find out the different ways to pay.
Okay.
The Butler County Clerk of the District Court. This is the district court, not the county court. District Court is 316-322-4370. 316-322-4370.
Okay.
Now the complicating issue for you, maybe number 3 condition, is that if you have not posted a bond, you will need to be what they call processed. I'll need to take your picture and prints. You won't have to post a bond because your case is resolved. But Deputy Throckmorton, I don't see that she has posted a bond. Do you?
Not that I see.
All right, so you're going to have to go into a breakout room when I let you go here with this officer and set up a time to get your picture and prints taken. So that means you're going to have somebody with a legal license drive you in a legal car, tags, insurance, and so forth, to El Dorado to get that done. Because that is a condition number 3 of your probation. And if you violate any of these conditions, the probation could get revoked. You could have to come up here and sit in a jail in El Dorado, Kansas for 120 days. So I don't want to see that, and I know you don't either.
Okay. Do
All
I have
right.
a certain amount of time where I can go down there and get my fingerprints and pictures done?
That's what you're going to talk with court security about. You have to do it whenever he ultimately will tell you the final date. He'll work with you on your schedule, but whatever he says ultimately is the rule when you have to do it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Now
you.
look for that invitation. And Jen, if you would put court security 2 and Miss Bustos in a breakout room. There they go. We'll now take up Cabral on the record in BU 2025 TR 1787, State of Kansas versus Abelardo Cabral. Jared Regier for the state. Mr. Cabral, are you here? Yes, sir.
Yes,
Can you hear
ma'am.
me?
Yes, I'm here.
Pronounce your name for me, please, both first and last.
Abelardo Cabral, but you can call me Abel
Okay, thank you.
if that
I'll
works.
probably call you Mr. Cabral, just
That works. Yeah.
okay, thank you. Oh, and I just clicked off of your name for some reason.
Just remember Cain and Abel.
That's what I thought of when you said that. Yes. Okay, so Mr. Cabral, you're here on one count of the allegation of the state that you failed to yield to emergency vehicle in Butler County on July 22nd of this year, 2025. That is a traffic infraction. It has a hefty fine of $195 plus 108 court costs. I believe that totals about $303. The fact that you're here makes me wonder, are you wanting a trial on this, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We will. And someone talk to you about the diversion program, but you weren't interested in that?
I was interested, but I believe they told me it couldn't be possible because of the type of infraction this was.
Okay. All right. Well, let's set your bench trial. And when will it be, Jenna?
Your Honor, bench trial is February 11th at 1:30.
Okay. Unfortunately, it's going to be a ways off. February 11th at 1:30. Different Zoom codes. So if you haven't gotten those within a day or two of court, call the clerk and get those because you can't appear by Zoom. You can also come to the courthouse if you want, but you can't appear by Zoom, sir.
Okay.
Anything else from you, Mr. Cabral?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Regier, anything from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. We'll be in recess on Cabral. Mr. Cabral is excused from today's hearing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll now be on the record in Churchill 2025 TR 2025, State of Kansas versus Laura Mae Churchill. Jared Regier for the state. Laura Mae Churchill, are you here? I don't see her. Laura Mae Churchill. No liability insurance, no registration or expired tag. I had an alias summons that went out December 5th. Looks like it was unserved.
Your Honor, may I confirm one final matter, please?
Please do.
Your Honor, this is a case where it would appear that an alias summons was filed with the court on December 5th. As of today's date, the state is not aware of any returns of service on that same alias summons being filed with the court. If the court wishes to set this matter over and while granting my office leave to issue a pluri summons for a date certain later on another docket, the state has no objections.
Class B, no insurance, expired tag. 6 months ago or thereabout. I'm more inclined to say bench warrant because I'm not sure. You've tried twice to serve her with summons and that hasn't worked. If you think you can get her again with the plurious summons, I'll go with that, but I don't know if you can.
Your Honor, the state's information is that the alias summons filed with the court does appear to refer to a different address to the initial summons in this matter. So again, the state will defer to the court as to how it wishes to proceed.
Well, I'm going to give you your preference. Do you want the summons again, or do you want a bench warrant? Because I could go with either one.
State has no objection to a plurious summon given the particular facts of this matter, Your Honor.
All right, that will be granted. We need a new date then, Jen, for first appearance. Jenna, if you could give me a new date.
Yes, Your Honor. For first appearance, we would have March 11th.
Let's do March 11th, Mr. Regier at 9 a.m.
Very good, Your Honor.
And then next time, if you don't get her, I think we're going to have to do a warrant. All right, being in recess on Churchill, we'll now take up Clark on the record in BU 2023 TR 3089, State of Kansas versus Nicholas Christopher Clark. Gerald Regier for the state. Nicholas Clark, are you here?
I believe you already done that, Judge.
I did? Oh, yeah, you're right. I did. Do have an X on that. I didn't think I did. All right, let's take up Clayton. Thank you, Deputy. On the record in BU 2025 TR 2125, State of Kansas versus Angela Nicole Clayton. Jared Regier for the state. Angela Nicole Clayton, are you here? Angela Nicole Clayton fails to appear. She was to appear today on a citation and uniform notice to appear, served by the officer to appear this 10th day of December 2025 at 9 a.m. And she fails to do so on operating without registration or expired tag and defective tail lamp. Mr. Regier, recommendations?
Your Honor, this is a case where an amended information was filed with the court in September. That same amended information would appear to retain count 1, an unclassified misdemeanor, while dismissing count 2, an infraction. If the court is satisfied on all counts, the state is recommending a bench warrant, $500 cash or surety.
The court does order a bench warrant with bond set at $500 cash or surety. Being in recess on Clayton, we'll now take up Clendon, BU 2025 TR 2273, State of Kansas versus Lily Grace Clendon or Clendon. Is she with you, Deputy?
She is.
All right, so Jared Regier for the state, defended in person and pro se. And how do you pronounce your last name, please?
Clendenin.
Clendenin. Okay. Oh, I see there's an I in there too. Okay, Ms. Clendenin, you are charged with count one, speeding 55 in a 40. That is a traffic infraction. It has a scheduled fine of $75, but no jail time. And then you're charged in count two with violation of restrictions on your driver's permit. I believe it's alleged that you were driving alone without a person next to you, as required on your learner's permit. This is a misdemeanor. And it could have a fine of up to $2,500 or $250, 30 days, and a driver's license, 30, let me say that again. Penalties are a $250 fine and a 30-day driver's license suspension. Do you intend to hire an attorney? I cannot, the penalties aren't severe enough to consider appointing, but you can either hire an attorney or waive your right and represent yourself. How do you wish to, how do you wish to proceed on the issue of attorney?
I do not wish to hire an attorney.
All right. No, you can though, is that right? Do you know that? Okay. Is anyone making you give up your right to an attorney?
No.
No one's forcing you or promising you something if you do?
No.
All right, then I will have the record reflect that you've knowingly and voluntarily waived your right to counsel. And we'll proceed with how you want to plead to count one, speeding 55 in a 40, or do you want to look into diversion?
No.
Do you understand diversion would allow you to keep this off your record if you qualified and paid the amounts required?
Diversion, say yes.
So yes.
You do want to, I don't understand yes and no. Which one do you want? You want to look into diversion?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, it looks like you, so you have to go online to bucoks.com, look for diversion, and it'll tell you what the requirements are, and it'll have an application. You'll have to fill out that application in full, submit it by internet with your payment, your initial payment. There are two stages of payments. One to apply, and then if they approve your diversion, they're going to send you a contract through the mail, the US mail, in a couple of weeks. If you don't get a response in the mail, call the county attorney and ask him about it. Because you have to sign that contract and send it back with a payment and do whatever they want you to do during the period they give you. But if you succeed in doing what the requirements are, you can get both these charges dismissed. So, Jenna, when would be a good diversion review?
Your Honor, March 11th at 9 a.m.
All right, March 11 at 9 a.m. You either need to be diverted or come back here to court. So do you understand you have to apply and then you have to sign back, get a contract and send it back and do whatever it says?
Yes.
Okay. And unless the county tells you otherwise, you better be back here March 11 at 9 a.m.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We'll be in recess until March 11 at 9 a.m. and you don't need to be processed, so you may go at this time.
You're good to go.
Thank you.
Judge, I have four more people here if you want to take them up.
Do you have Dylan Coffey by chance?
No.
All right. Who do you have?
I'm here. Stacy Sublette.
I'll come back to you, Mr. Coffey.
Stacy.
He's got, oh, they. You got that, buddy. Hey.
Sublette with him, yes, right here.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. We are on the record in BU 2025 TR 1428, State of Kansas versus Stacy E. Sublette, Jared Regier for the state. Defendant Mr. Sublette appears in person and pro se. You did apply for diversion. Was that granted, Mr. Sublette?
Well, I filled it out before and then I was expecting something in the mail, and then I filled it out again about 10 days ago, and I called them several times, and as of yesterday, I haven't been approved for it. I have my license, I have my insurance. I just didn't have my license at the time that I got the traffic infraction.
Okay, so you haven't been approved. Have you been denied?
No,
So they just need more time to work on it?
I think so.
All right. Mr. Regier, do you know anything about the status of this diversion?
Your Honor, what I would tell the court is it would appear a diversion application was received by my office approximately 10 days prior to today's setting.
Waiting for my computer to process. Well, Mr. Sublette, you do have an interesting record, and that may be part of what's taken a little bit extra time.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give you one more continuance for the diversion. Do you intend to, if you don't get diversion, do you want to talk to an attorney about this?
No, not necessarily, because I have my license. So the only thing I think we're looking at is the red light ticket. So I'm just really want to try to get this concluded as I can.
All right. Jenna, when do you want to set this over to?
Your Honor, March 11th at 9 a.m.
All right, Mr. Sublette, I'm going to continue this over to March 11th at 9 a.m. Stay on that diversion. If they don't answer you, call them until you find out.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
We'll take this back up March 11th at 9 a.m. You
Okay.
are welcome, sir. And are you
I'll be back
involved?
here, maybe back here in court to see you on that date. Okay.
Yes, I'll continue your $1,000 bond. Looks like you posted an OR bond back in September, and I'll continue that bond with the added condition that you reappear March 11 at 9, and this continuance will be at your request.
Okay.
As you're trying to get diversion. Thank you, sir. You may go.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Next one I have is Jody Squire.
Hi, Ms. Webster.
Hello, Ms. Squire. We are on the record in BU 2025 TR 1727, State of Kansas versus Jody Marshall Squire. Is that Marshall or Marcel? How do you pronounce that?
Marcel.
Marcel Squire. Okay. All right, Ms. Squire, today Jared Regier for the state, Ms. Marcel in person. You're here on violation of restrictions on a driver's license or permit. That's an unclassified misdemeanor. Is that not what you're expecting? You also have defective tail lamp on a motor vehicle and infraction. That has, I believe, a $45 fine, if my memory serves right. The violation on restrictions depends in part on which statute they cited you under.
Just his driver's license and equipment. So on the equipment, I got the whole
Hold on. The driving violation restriction is filed in KSA 8-291. The penalties for that, the first offense is a $250 fine and a 30-day driver's license suspension, and arguably no jail time on that. Count 2, improper tail lamps. Like I said, that's an infraction and a $45 fine. Do you intend to hire an attorney on this, Ms. Squire, or represent yourself, or how do you want to proceed?
I really don't know what I'm trying to get a lawyer for when I have my license is restricted. I got insurance. I got my SR 220 taken care of. I had to get a payment modification because you tried to suspend my license and I got that worked out. So it is restricted now because I got it worked out before August 27th when I was going to get suspended on all the fines that I haven't paid yet. But I am.
Well,
That is on my priority list of getting them paid. But
well, the charge in count one is that you are restricted, but you were driving in violation of that restriction. You were driving somewhere other than where you were allowed to drive on your violation, on your restricted from what it looks like.
no, I was not. He gave me a ticket in my driveway of the house where I was residing at for the tail light in the
All right.
license ticket.
Okay,
So
I want to make sure you understand that's what they're saying, though, is you violated the restriction license. And you're telling me you didn't, so that's not a guilty plea to be entered. And then on the tail lamps, you want to enter not guilty to that and keep the charges together?
I got it fixed. I mean, I don't know what I'm guilty for.
All right, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to set this for trial? Since you don't want to admit the restrictions violation?
Well, I mean, I didn't realize that my license was restricted when I got the ticket in my driveway of my residence.
All right, I will set this for bench trial. And when our bench trial, Jenna?
April 1st, Your Honor. No, do not take that date. February 11th, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Squire, I'll set these both over for bench trial, February 11th at 1:30. You can appear by Zoom or at the courthouse, whichever you prefer. Now, you had a question there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why all this is going happening when it's simply just a tail light ticket and probably another fine for Butler County that I need. It's going to be on my priority list to get paid because I owe other fines. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's on the list of getting things on my priority list. Hey.
Well, I understand, but unless you plead guilty or no contest, I'm going to set these for bench trial February 11th at 1:30. So you can challenge.
I'll just plead guilty because I'm guilty of my tail light not working and my driver's license, which I don't really understand what it's fixed. What I'm saying is, if I plead guilty, I'm not going to go to jail because of your ticket. What I'm trying to ask you.
Excuse me, it's not my ticket. I wasn't driving.
I mean, my ticket. Excuse me, my ticket. My ticket.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, Ms. Squire, you do have the right to hire an attorney. Because of the penalties not being severe enough, I can't appoint a court-appointed attorney, but you do have the right to hire an attorney. Do you wish to hire an attorney or waive your right and represent yourself today?
I'll just represent myself.
All right. But you know you can hire an attorney if you want. Do you understand that, Ms. Squire?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but you're going to waive that right and proceed on your own behalf. Is that correct?
Well, I don't know. I really don't want to go through all this. I just thought I was going to stand in front of you, get this summed up, and then be gone and done with all this and pay a fine.
Well, you might ultimately, but we have a procedure we have to go through. I need to make sure that you understand you have the right to hire an attorney, or you have the right to represent yourself. So you sign the waiver of counsel?
Yes.
All right, you've done that? Or you're reading it over? Yeah.
Read and signed.
All right. So I will have the record reflect that Ms. Squire has knowingly voluntarily signed a waiver of counsel on the record. And now then, Ms. Squire, how do you want to plead to count one, driving in violation of restrictions and unclassified non-person misdemeanor? Now, you can plead guilty and admit it, and we'll go to sentencing. You can plead not guilty, denying it, and we'll go to trial at a later date. Or you can plead no contest, which means you don't want to admit the charge, but you don't want to fight it or go to trial. So how do you want to plead?
No contest.
All right. And how do you want to plead to count two, driving with improper tail lamp?
Well, look, I mean, I was guilty. My tail was broke. I got it fixed. It's a whole new case.
All right. So you're pleading no contest to count one, driving violation of restrictions, and guilty to count two, tail lamp?
Well, if my license was restricted on the day he gave me a deal, then I am guilty. Is what I'm trying to say. But there was a procedure I had to do to get my license not get suspended to the courts. You know what I mean? And so I got that taken care of. So yeah, I'm guilty.
All right, so you want to plead guilty to driving in violation of restrictions and guilty of improper tail lamps?
I don't know. I'm not a court person. I don't know what to do.
Well, I'll give you a minute if you.
Well, I don't know. But either way, it's gonna. I don't know. I feel like it's him. You have to. Just I'm guilty. Tack it on to the other things I gotta pay. I'm guilty.
Well, I don't want to find guilty unless you're voluntarily and knowingly entering that plea. You understand?
Well, I really don't rightly know if if my license was restricted when I got the ticket, then yeah. I just need to figure it out.
Well, there is that third plea. You can plead no contest, not
There's
admitting.
no contest on both of them, please.
All right, no contest on count one and count two. You don't want to admit that you violated the law by driving in violation of your restrictions or by driving with an improper tail lamp. You don't want to admit those, but you don't want to deny them and take them to trial. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is anyone making you enter this no contest plea today?
No.
No one's threatening you. If you don't do this, they're going to do something else.
No, ma'am.
Nobody's promised you something if you'll plead to these today.
No.
All right. You understand that if you enter a no contest plea, even though you're not admitting these charges, you'll still most likely be found guilty and be unable to appeal your convictions.
Then I plead not guilty. I'll get it figured out.
All right, you've been all over the board. You've
Oh, yeah. Because you just made it sound like, well, if I'm not guilty, then I'm going to get tried for it anyways. And if I'm this, I'm going to do this anyway. So I'm going to do this.
What I said was you'll still be found guilty most likely without a trial.
Okay.
Do you want a trial or do you want a guilty plea?
Well, there ain't no sense in going to trial over a taillight ticket and a restricted driver's license charge.
Well, that is your call to make. So you don't want to go to trial.
No, I don't. I really just want to pay a fine and get out of this.
Right. You don't want to go to trial. So you're not pleading not guilty. You don't want to plead guilty. So
What did I just say? What did you say? Not guilty?
You said no contest last, but you said all three at one point today.
I know, it's because it's really confusing the way you particularly put your words. So I'm just going to put.
Well, you tell me in your words what you think your options are, Mr. Squire.
Well, I thought my options were going to be that hey, I made a mistake and you're cleared up and here's your fine, you're free to go.
Okay, and we may get there, but first I've got to know, do you understand that you can plead not guilty, you can deny these charges and take them to trial? Do you understand that?
Yes.
But you don't want to go to trial, is that correct?
I really don't. I really like just to take care of it.
Okay, but you do or do not, you don't want to admit that you were driving in violation of restrictions and without a tail lamp, is that correct?
I'm guilty. Guilty as charged.
All right, so you're admitting that you did on July 1st of 2025 in Butler County, drive in violation of your restrictions and drive without a proper tail lamp.
Yes, ma'am.
You're admitting that.
Yes, I am admitting that. Thank you.
That's your final answer.
Yes.
And no one's making you enter this plea of guilty today to these two charges.
No, ma'am.
Okay. This is all of your own free will, Miss Squire, is that correct?
Yes, Miss Webster, it's my own free will.
Thank you. Okay. Do you remember where you were driving back there on July 1st of 2025?
Yeah, it was at 1293 on 100th Street where I was living. 1293 100th Street in Augusta, Kansas.
That's
lovely place.
Is that the old 54 highway, Miss Squire? Is it the 2-lane?
Yeah, I was there for about a year.
Okay.
And I left the day he gave me a ticket. It's the day I went to rehab for 120 days.
Okay. Are you under the influence of alcohol or drugs today, Miss Squire?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Clean and serene.
And you're in good health, relatively
Yes,
good
ma'am.
health?
Yes, I am. I found me some Jesus and I got my life together. So
Okay. Well, I know it's been a while since I've seen you, so
I know it was a hot mess, but it's okay. I ain't gonna lie, I was a hot mess too.
okay, well, you're doing better because I haven't seen you in a while. But okay, so I'm going to accept your plea of guilty to both count 1 and 2, as you know what you're doing and you're doing it voluntarily. Do you agree with me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Finding the defendant guilty of both counts 1 and 2, Mr. Regier, have you any recommendations for sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, as a preliminary matter, does the court wish the state to supplement the record on the issue of jurisdiction?
I think I've got it pretty clearly, but go ahead if you like.
One moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, were this case to proceed to trial, the state's evidence would show that a stop occurred on July 1st, 2025, specifically noted on the ticket in the 1000 block of Southwest 100th. The state's understanding is that is in Butler County between Augusta and Leon city limits.
Yes, and that is consistent with what Mr. Squire told the court as well. So I find I have jurisdiction. I find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily entered her plea after waiving her right to counsel. And at this time, sentencing recommendations, Mr. Regier, if any?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's information is this is a case where KSA 8291 subsection B1 applies pursuant to the same, quote, any person guilty of violating this section upon the first conviction shall be fined not to exceed $250, and the court shall suspend such person's privilege to operate a motor vehicle for not less than 30 days and not more than 2 years. State has no objection to the court imposing the minimum required suspension period. The state is recommending, in addition to court costs, the maximum fine of $250. The state is further recommending that the court impose the scheduled fine with respect to count 2. The state would also respectfully inquire as to whether or not the February 11th bench trial stay is still necessary in this matter in the event the court does actually proceed to disposition today.
Okay, Mr. Regier, do you get 403 as the total on those?
One moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, in the event the court does follow the state's recommendations on the issue of sentencing, that would appear to come up to approximately $403 in the aggregate, assuming my math is correct.
Yes, thank you. All right, Ms. Squire, on count 1, driving in violation of restrictions, an unclassified non-person misdemeanor. I fine you $250. There will be no jail time, but your license will be suspended for 30 days from today. So make sure for 30 days you don't drive, and that way you won't get further suspension when Topeka gets your conviction record. And then on what?
Sorry. Okay, so you're gonna, because it's on restrictions right now, so you'll suspend it for 30 days and then it'll go back to restrictions when it's done for the 30?
That is all up to the people in Topeka, the Department of Motor Vehicles through the Department of Revenue. So go online and make sure you can, or go to the driver's license people. I can't answer that, but I'm ordering a 30-day driver's license suspension as required by the statute. On count 2, the tail lamps, I'm ordering a $45 fine. And then you will be responsible for $108 in court costs. Mr. Regier and I believe that comes to a total of $403. Do you need some time to pay that, or can you pay that today?
I need a lot of time to pay that. I have probably $2,000 I owe you guys, and I'm trying really hard to put you on a payment plan because I owe you guys a lot of money.
Are you on reporting probation for anything?
No, ma'am, I'm not on probation no more.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you 120 days to pay that.
And what if I don't have 120 days to pay the whole, just that part?
If you make a good faith effort and come in and ask for a little more time, I will consider it. I won't promise it, but I will consider it. If you've made a good faith effort. If you've paid
Okay.
nothing or very little, then I'll probably say, nah, I'm not going to accept that. Then your license would get probably an indefinite suspension.
Okay,
Again, the people in
acceptable.
Topeka are in control of most of this.
Yeah, it's fine. It's,
Okay,
I
so
get it.
$403 due within 120 days. And I think that covers everything, doesn't it, Mr.? Oh, no, I got the suspension, and the suspension will be for 30 days and 120 days to pay the total of 403. Anything else, Mr. Regier, on this case?
So after the suspension, then I'm gonna have to pay 125 back to the state to get it reimbursed then, right? Yeah.
Well, I think they charge you reinstatement fees, and I think they're about 122 each, but that again is up to Topeka.
Okay.
I get you when you violate their rules. They set their rules, they set your licensing requirements, and I only get you if you allegedly violate them, and then I have to sort through that. So definitely talk to the people in Topeka about that.
Your Honor, for purposes of the record, the state would respectfully inquire again as to whether or not the February 11th bench trial setting is necessary in light of the proceedings today. Beyond that, the state has nothing further.
No, Ms. Squire is not going to be tried February 11th at 1:30 based on her pleas today. So
Thank you,
Ms.
Your Honor.
Squire, you do not have to come back. The deputy, she does need to get her picture and prints on that misdemeanor if she has, oh, wait a minute, that's an unclassified, strike that. All right, then do you have any questions, Ms. Squire, that I can answer before you go?
No, have a happy holidays, Miss
Thank
Webster.
you. You as well, thank you. You may go.
Okay, the next one I have is Marcia Piha, Piha.
All right, bring her in here. We'll find out how to pronounce that last name.
Hiya.
He's here.
Aya?
Hiya.
Aya. Okay. We are on the record in BU 2025 TR 2074, State of Kansas versus Marcia K. Paya. Jared Regier for the state, defendant in person and pro se. Ms. Paya, you are here on one count of driving while your license was suspended, a Class B misdemeanor. Maximum penalties are $1,000 fine and 6 months in jail, probation, an option, and usually much less on fines. You do have the right to an attorney. Because there is the potential for up to 6 months in jail, I can appoint an attorney. If you cannot afford to hire one and wish to have an attorney and wish to apply, or you can waive your right and represent yourself today. So first of all, on the issue of attorney, do you wish to have an attorney?
No, ma'am.
You wish to waive your right?
Yes.
You understand that you can hire an attorney of your choice, and if you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can apply and see if you qualify for court appointed?
Yes.
Anyone making you give up your right to an attorney?
No, ma'am.
All right, I will have the record reflect that you've knowingly and voluntarily waived your right to an attorney. Next, do you want to apply for the diversion? You'd have to get your license reinstated and pay an extra diversion fee, but you could get the charge dismissed and kept off your record if you'd like.
Ma'am, I already got a diversion.
Okay, in this case or something else?
In this one.
Oh,
I don't have any other cases, I don't think, that I know of.
okay, well, I don't show that it's been granted yet. Have you just applied and not gotten the answer back yet?
I have a paper that says we received your application for diversion and then the court date. And I got my driver's license reinstated, no paper.
Did they send you a contract where you had to go down the line and initial it and sign it?
No,
I
ma'am.
think they're just telling you they haven't. Maybe they haven't processed it yet. Mr. Regier, have you anything? Because I don't show that she's had a diversion filed with the court.
Your Honor, the state's information is that a diversion application was previously received and approved by my office. However, due to the nature, it would appear that this is a must appear charge, and the state is not aware of any diversion agreements being circulated by my office at this time.
What I will do, Ms. Pyatt, to give you time to shore that all up and make sure it's completed, I'm going to set this over. Do you want to put it on February 11, Jenna, for diversion review?
No, Your Honor, I want to do March 11th.
March 11th. All right. I'm going to call your case again March 11 at 9 a.m. to make sure you got that diversion. If the county attorney says you've done everything you need to, you won't have to come. But I would suggest you, Mr. Regier, can she walk down there? Is there someone down there that can talk to her about what she needs to do to finish this up?
Your Honor, I do not have any current knowledge as to the diversion coordinator's availability, as I am currently in this setting.
Right. Okay, well, Mr. Regier is going to be busy here for a while, but if you go down the hall to the county attorney, you might ask if their diversion coordinator or officer is available, and just check and see where you are on that, because the first step is to go online and apply and send it back with your application back with the fee. Then if they approve you, they normally, as I understand it, send you a contract, you sign the contract and send it back with another payment.
Oh, okay.
And it sounds like maybe you've been approved, but they haven't given you that contract yet. So
No,
why
I
don't
haven't
you,
seen anything.
all right, well, why don't you go down there while you're in the building today, and we'll see if you can't get that all signed, sealed, and delivered by March 11 at 9.
Okay.
Now, do you need to get your picture and prints done, or have you done that?
We got her scheduled, Judge.
Okay, very good. All right, then, Ms. Pyatt, thank you for your time. You're excused at this point. You
Your
may go.
Honor.
Oh, wait, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, if the court is ordering that the defendant be booked, as count 1 does appear to be a Class B misdemeanor, is the court also setting a bond in this matter?
Bond is set at 1,000 OR if I haven't already set one.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. You don't have to put that money up. The officer can talk to you about that.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You may go at this time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay, last one I have is Gabriela Pongraves. Let me check that spelling. Come on, tell her your right name.
It's Gabriela Gonsalves.
Oh, okay. Judge, it don't look like the normal spelling on Gonzalez.
What's the middle name in case it's under a middle name?
Corinne.
Corinne?
Yes.
Last name spelling's starts with Gon.
Okay.
Calves.
Like Goncalves, but you're pronouncing it Gonzalez?
Gonsalves.
Gonsalves. Okay. We are on the record in BU 2025 TR 1026, State of Kansas versus Gabriela Corinne Gonsalves. Judge Regier for the state, defendant Ms. Gonsalves in person and pro se. When you were here last, I understood you were going to apply for diversion, but that didn't work out for you. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct, Your Honor. I attempted to file for diversion, but I misunderstood the instructions and wasn't able to complete the form by the allotted time. I finished the form yesterday after I was finally able to figure it out.
And did they accept it at the county attorney's office?
I don't know. I haven't been able to check since I filled it out yesterday. I've already paid the fine, however.
Well, if you paid the fine, July 30th, 2025, you appeared on the day of the ticket hoping to explain your situation. on September 24th of 2025. Your plea was withdrawn for good cause, your no contest plea. And we set it over to December 10th today. It looks like yesterday you did talk to someone in the courthouse with a lot of questions regarding your diversion and the diversion process. You were guided to contact the diversion coordinator in the CA office. Let's see, it looks like there's some issue. One charge of failing to yield to emergency vehicle. The fine is 195 and the court costs are 108. To plead guilty, your scheduled fine would be 303, but I don't see that you've done that. You think you did pay the 303 to someone?
Your Honor, we do have a $303 payment in our unapplied accounts.
Oh, okay. So you paid 303, but they haven't actually applied that and showing that you're guilty yet. Do you want to pursue with the diversion further? Do you want to set this for trial, or do you want to plead guilty or no contest?
I would like to file for diversion, Your Honor. I would like to continue this.
All right, we'll set this over to, is it March 11th then, Jenna?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to give you till March 11th at 9 a.m. to either be diverted or back here to resolve this in another fashion.
Excuse me, Your Honor. How long should the diversion acceptance take?
I don't know. You have to ask the diversion coordinator because I don't get into that. That's not up to me.
All right.
But my experience tells me it should well be done by March 11th. I've never seen one take that long. So, but stay on it. You know, keep every now and then check up on it because it's you that has the ticket out here, and so you're responsible.
Yes, Your Honor.
But if you haven't talked to the diversion coordinator lately, you might do that and ask her what she expects to happen next, and she'll help you. All right, you may go at this time, Miss Gonsalves.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day, Your Honor.
See ya. That's all I have here at the courthouse, Judge.
Josh Myers, let's take you up then. We are on the record in VU 2025 TR 1279, State of Kansas versus Josh Clifford Myers. Jared Regier for the state, and defendant Myers appears in person and pro se. Mr. Myers, you're looking at count one, no liability insurance after prior conviction within 3 years, the prior making it an A misdemeanor, and you're looking at driving without registration or expired tag, an unclassified misdemeanor. Last time you were here, you waived counsel and we're going to apply for diversion. Did you get around to applying for diversion? I'm sorry, sir, I can't hear you. Have you turned on your volume? Are you using a phone? If you have a phone, run your finger down the side or the bottom and see if a red microphone pops up. And if it does, click that red microphone so you can talk to me. Did you find the red microphone with the line through it down at the bottom or the side? Okay, Josh Myers, I'm going to need to be able to hear from you. Do you live in El Dorado by chance? Mr. Myers, give me a thumbs up if you're on a telephone as opposed to a computer. Thumbs down if it's a computer. Up for phone, down for computer. But you put your hand over close to your face. I can't see it. All right, so you're on the computer. Well, that's a different story. Do you see anything down at the bottom that says start video or start audio? Maybe a little microphone, maybe with a little blinky green line that says audio, or maybe you see down there at the bottom of your screen. You see a little audio microphone? If you do, click on the little arrow beside it.
And Your Honor, I don't see that he's even muted. I'm curious if he just doesn't have audio access.
That could be. All right, Mr. Myers, I'm going to continue your case, and you're going to have to come to the courthouse next time so we can communicate.
Your Honor,
Mr. Regier?
is the court also on the record in 25 TR 1279?
No, but I should be. We are on the record in both BU 2024 TR 3032 and 2025 TR 1279. Mr. Josh Cliff Myers is the defendant, each of those, state of Kansas versus Josh Clifford Myers. Mr. Myers, you have two cases with me, and so we're going to need to be able to hear and talk to each other. Do you live in El Dorado? Thumbs up, yes. Thumbs down if you don't. You live in El Dorado? No? Okay. Well, when can we set this over? Can we set it over next week somehow?
Your Honor, we're already so overbooked next week.
When can you fit him in?
I can do the soonest I can do that we're not overbooked on is also the 28th of January.
Oh, okay. Surprised you still have some time there. Well, but you
We have
don't, but
two
you
slots.
also book him in there. All right, Mr. Myers, I need you to come back January 28th at 9 a.m. on both these cases, but you're going to have to appear at the courthouse so we know that you can communicate with me, okay? Where did he go? Did he leave?
It looks like now his video is off.
So is he with me or not? He's gone.
He's still in our meeting, Your Honor.
Mr. Myers, I don't want to issue a bench warrant for failure to appear. I see, there he is. Can you turn on the little red microphone with the line through it and the little camera with the line through it? All right, well, Mr. Myers has continued time to count against him to January 28th at 9 a.m. He must be present at the courthouse. Mr. Regier, could you please, I know it's an inconvenience, but could your office please issue him a new summons to be here at that date and time in person at the courthouse?
Your Honor, the state's information is that previously the defendant had responded at least physically to the court's instructions. Does the court consider that necessary under these circumstances?
Well, let me see. He's back with us. Mr. Myers, can you hear me? Oh, you're connecting to audio. Excellent. Keep going. Do whatever you're doing. Can you hear me? Mr. Myers, can you hear me?
Your Honor, it just gave me a little pop-it of that connecting to audio has failed.
Mr. Myers, whatever you were doing, it started to work. I need you to connect to your audio some way, somehow. Okay, Mr. Myers, do this. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Can you hear me, Mr. Myers? Yes, Mr. Regier, I think it's going to be necessary.
Very good, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Myers, you must be back here January 28th at 9 a.m. in person at the courthouse. You may go at this time, Mr. Myers.
And Your Honor?
Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, although the 2025 case does appear to involve one unclassified misdemeanor, the state's information is that in the 2024 case, a bond was previously executed in the amount of $5,000 professional surety. Is the court continuing that same bond?
The court will continue that same bond, but I can't set the other one until I
Very good, Your Honor.
think he's trying, he's just not able to complete the task. All right, so you may go, Mr. Myers, for today, but be back here January 28th and you'll have warrants. If you want to hang up and try to come back, I'll recall you if you come back in. Robert Romans. We are on the record in BU 2025 TR 2091, State of Kansas versus Robert Wayne Romans. Jared Regier appearing for the state. Defendant Robert Romans appearing in person and pro se. Mr. Romans, in count one, you're charged with driving while suspended after prior conviction. Prior conviction elevating this to a Class A misdemeanor. If convicted, you could serve maximum penalties of a $2,500 fine and a year in the county jail. Count two, speeding is a traffic infraction. It carries a scheduled fine with no jail time. You do have the right to hire an attorney. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can apply and see if you qualify for court appointed. Do you intend to hire an attorney or apply for court appointed, sir?
I would like to hire one.
And you think you're able to?
Yes.
All right, to hire attorney. If you get out there and find out you cannot afford to hire one, you can come back and get an application for court appointed from the courthouse and turn that in.
Okay, Your Honor.
Okay, and Jen, when do you need him to come back? Is it March 11?
March 11th, Your Honor.
You'll need to be back here with your attorney. Is that a Monday by chance?
That's a Wednesday. If you want to do a Monday, Your Honor, I got March 9th.
Let's do Monday, March 9th, Mr. Romans. Is that okay with you?
Yes, ma'am. March 9th, 9 o'clock, right?
Yes, right. Okay. And I don't know if you've looked into diversion, but your attorney can talk to you about that as an option.
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you get your picture and prints taken? I'm showing summons served and you're here.
He needs to be processed, Judge.
Yes,
All right.
I have not.
Okay. All right, I'm going to give you a $2,500 OR bond. Go into the breakout room with Deputy Throckmorton at Court Security 2, and he'll set up a time with you to get that done. Make sure you do that, or you could end up with an arrest for not following my orders.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll get that taken care of. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Romans. You're excused at this time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, let's see. Abdullah Kwarbani, let's take you up. I'm sure I'm not doing justice to your name. We are on the record in BU 2025 TR 2496, State of Kansas versus Abdullah Kwarbani. Jared Regier for the state, defendant in person and pro se. How do you pronounce your last name, sir? Oh, Jenna, see if you can get him started. Can you hear me, Mr. Kwarbani?
Good morning, Judge.
Good
Yeah, sorry,
morning.
yeah.
Perfect. All right. So you're here on one count of some violation of permits for oversized or overweight vehicles, an unclassified misdemeanor.
Yes, I'm really sorry for that. Yeah, when this incident happened, yeah, there was 3 police officers were trouble, and today you guys are same experience.
Okay, something to do with not stopping at sundown when required. You needed to stop by 17:55 hours, but because sundown was at 17:25 and you were stopped at 2:04 hours by Sergeant Troy Brown of Augusta PD. You told the officer you couldn't find anywhere to park.
That's right. Yeah.
Mr. Regier, do you have the specific fines for that offense? Typically, I know they're different for weights violations. Normally, 1911. I doubt if that's in my book, but I'll in this one that I keep at the desk. But let me see. Deputy Throckmorton, do you know it? 8-1911. Not that they haven't maybe changed it since you used to enforce those.
Your Honor.
Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, the state's position is this is a case where KSA 216711 subsection B, 3, and 4 apply pursuant to the same a fine, quote, which shall be fixed by the court as follows: for a Class C misdemeanor, a sum not exceeding $500, or for an unclassified misdemeanor, any sum authorized by the statute that defines the crime. If no penalty is provided in such law, the fine shall not exceed the fine provided herein for a Class C misdemeanor. And the state's understanding is that a specific fine is not provided for in KSA 8-1911.
All right, so it looks like just the regular misdemeanor provisions of a fine up to $500 and up to 30 days sentence. Is that what you just read, Mr. Regier?
That is the state's understanding of the applicable position regarding the applicable statutes, Your Honor.
Okay. Surprised 8-1911 doesn't have something more specific, but maybe they start with 1919 overweight divisible loads. So. All right. So Mr. Romans, have we? Not Mr. Romans. Mr. Corbani, have we thoroughly confused you of what you're charged with, or do you understand that?
Yes, I understand. Yeah.
All right. You do have the right to hire an attorney. I can give you some time to do that, or you can represent yourself. I can't appoint one for this violation. Do you wish to hire an attorney?
So if I hire attorney, do I need to come to the court, or I can do by the Zoom?
You can do it by Zoom again, even with an attorney.
Yes, I will hire attorney. Yeah.
All right. You live in, is it Enrico, Virginia? Is that right?
Yeah, that's Henrico, Virginia. Yeah.
Enrico. Okay. All right. So we'll set this over to give you time to hire an attorney. Jen, when do you want them to come back by Zoom?
Monday morning, March 9th.
Monday, March 9th, 2026 at 9 a.m. Have your attorney back ready to go. I know there are quite a few of them around the area that do take this particular kind of ticket, and I'll let you and your company look into that. I presume you're a CDL holder?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Based on what I'm seeing here, that's what I suspected.
Yeah, we try to like hold the big
Okay.
load, like oversized sometime. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, too heavy. I don't understand though. I mean,
Yeah, there was a problem with the truck stop. I went there for two truck stop, one for TA. There was another one. First, when I come from I-70, enter to 135. The one lane was closed. I get stuck by the traffic. Then that
okay,
was a kind
well,
of
your attorney, sir, your attorney, I appreciate you wanting to help me. I
okay.
mean, the
All
attorney
right.
probably say, don't say anything until he's here to help you.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
okay, well, we'll get those statutes out. And when I was a prosecutor and Deputy Throckmorton was a motor carrier inspector, we spent a lot of time in those codes, but I'm going to have to review those because it's been a while since I've had to deal with those, but they do come up every now and then. All right, thank you, folks. Mr. I don't know if I can say it now or after you've told me or not, but Mr. God, tell me again your last name.
Corbani.
Kurbani. It's not that hard. Mr. Kurbani,
Yeah.
thank you for your time, and we'll see you back here on that date and time of March 9th of 2026, 9 a.m. by Zoom again.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good day, all.
Thank you. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
So I'm going to go ahead and call this right here. We hit the 2-hour mark. For everybody who has watched, that watches afterwards, thank you very, very much for watching. It's like I said, if you like the content on this channel and you're not a subscriber to this channel, please do me a favor and subscribe to this channel and help make this channel great again. So that's it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. You all have a wonderful evening. Ta-ta and ciao ciao.
Breakdown, you're the one I call. From the mountains high, come down to it all. With your tools in hand, making magic flow. Every broken part, you help me grow. You fix it all, fix it all. You fix it all. Daniel, you make it right. Daniel, everything's right. When I'm falling apart, you put me back together. Daniel, you make it better. From the wires tangled up to the broken dreams, you know how to mend all my scattered seams. With your steady hands, you refill my heart. Every piece that's lost gets a brand new start. You fix it all, fix it all. You fix it all. Daniel, you make it right. Daniel, everything's bright. When I'm falling apart, you put me back together. Daniel, you make it better. Fix it, Daniel. Fix it, Daniel. Make it right when the world shuts down, and I can't see clear. You're my solid ground, always drawing near. Never give up on this heart of mine. Put it back together every single time. Fix it all, I will stand tall to all you do. From the highest peak, I can see it through. With your care and touch, everything's okay.